Hello, welcome to the studio. Today I am starting the 100 Day Project. So if you haven't heard of it before, it is, it's a project usually run online, but you don't have to run it online, where you do the same thing every day for 100 days. And I did it last year and I really enjoyed it actually. I did monoprint collage last year and I made a video about it if you want to have a look at that in the back catalogue. This year I'm a bit last minute. I haven't quite decided what I wanted to do, but I think I'm going to do surface pattern. So I'm going to do 100 days of monoprint surface pattern. And that's the hashtag. If you want to look all the things that I am going to make, I will put on that hashtag on Instagram and Facebook if you want to have a look. So I'm going to be making stamps and I'm going to be trying to explore surface pattern, repeat printing, repeat pattern, printing over, making layers. So I'm going to be making very low-tech, homemade stamps, and I'm going to be using a lot of my old monoprints, things that I'm not really doing anything with, to print on top of. So I'm just going to show you the kind of stamps that I'm making and have made in the past and what I'm going to be using. So do follow along on Instagram. It's #100 days of monoprint surface pattern, and you can also follow the 100 Day Project, which will show you what lots of people are doing, because lots of people are doing this all over the world, and everyone chooses something different. So it's really interesting to actually follow what people are doing. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and you can also see what I'm doing at ruthander.co.uk. If you go there, you can sign up to my mailing list, you can see all available work, and you can also book for my video course, Playful Printing at Home, the complete video course. That's launching on March the 6th again, and it's a self-paced video course alongside 3 weeks of online support if you want it. It's available, and it's a completely comprehensive guide to hand printing at home. So do go along. It's ruthander.co.uk, or you can follow me on Instagram. I'm at ruthanderprints. So I am going to make a few new stamps for this project, and I've got a few things here that I'm going to use, and I do really kind of low-tech stamps, as you might imagine. So I'm not going to be, carving lino or anything. I'm just going to be making things that I can do essentially repeat patterns with and keep printing. So I've got some old grey board here, which is really good solid stuff. And I'm going to cut that into smaller shapes to stick things on. These are some sort of foam shapes left over from a craft project a long time ago. So I'm going to make some just very simple stamps, just sticking those onto the board, and then I can repeat those, and these are various sizes. So I will do that. And there's also a really nice simple stamp you can make, which is just wrapping string around a piece of card. And in fact, I made one. Here's one I made earlier, and it's really effective actually, and I will show you how it stamps later on. This one's been used quite a lot, obviously. The other things that I have are inner tubes of various things. So that, I think that might be a foil, something like that. They're great for obviously creating circles, and cookie cutters or Play-Doh cutters, brilliant as well. I use those as stamps. And the other thing that's really good, if you ever find any or see any going cheap, which it usually is this kind of bobbly wallpaper. This got a really nice, almost like a wave pattern on it. So I'm going to be using that to make a stamp as well. In fact, here's one I made. Here's one I made earlier. This was that's just stuck on a piece of card, and that's just a little motif from a piece of wallpaper that I found. So let's get going.
I'm just sticking them quite close to the edge here so that when I do print them, I know where the edge is. And it's a bit easier to place them then. In fact, I will cut that one down when it's dry. So the way to make these string stamps is very simple. You just get your string and a piece of card, and I just tie it round like so. I usually start one end and then wrap round. I try to not go over the top, so basically to sort of keep this all at the same level, so I'm not sort of going over the top, because only that will print if you do that. And then at the end, I'm just going to put that underneath the last one, and I'll make a little knot in that, but there we go. Very simple stamp. So the glue is dry on these ones now, and I've just cut the smaller ones down to size so they're a bit easier to handle, and I will show you how I use them later on. So basically you're going to put ink on there and then just press them down where I want them. But I just thought I'd show you some of the ones that I've made in the past as well. Just move that out of the way. So these are older ones that have been used before, as you can see. And you can really just make stamps out of anything you've got lying around. These ones are bubble wrap, and this is foam board I've used here, which is quite good stuff. It's quite thick and good to handle. So I've put bubble wrap onto those. Hair grips are another one. These are those metal hair grips. So really you're looking for anything that is sort of equally thick on the surface. So you don't want anything kind of bumping up and down. These are all the same height, but you do want them raised up off the surface a little bit. So these ones here are polystyrene food packaging with a nice pattern on. And again, they're slightly raised, but they're raised at all at the same level. So that should print quite nicely. We've got some buttons there, and this is an old string one that I've made with string. That's been used a lot. So those are the kind of things that you can print with, and I'm going to have a go now. So I've got some little stamp pads here that I had for a while actually, and I'm just going to, rather than press the stamp into the stamp pad, put the stamp pad onto the stamp and see how that works. Yeah, that's quite nice. Not as bright and vibrant as I wanted originally, but I think that the more ink I put on, the more vibrant it will get. So I'm just pressing it into the paper here. This is tissue paper, so it kind of picks up on quite a lot. Not quite in a straight line, but I can live with that. And I'm just going to do quite a few of these, I think. So I've just added that last one as a blue colour. So same stamp, different colour. And I think I'm going to turn this around. And I'm going to put some blues on here. And I will probably make this, I will probably crop this down into two different pieces, if you want to call them that, two different patterns. So I've tried overprinting with this same stamp and a red stamp pad, but colour just wasn't vibrant enough, so I'm actually just going to use some oil paint, the kind of paint that I normally use for printmaking, and I just get a bit on a kitchen towel, piece of kitchen towel, it could be a rag, it could be anything, and I'm hoping this is just going to be that bit more vibrant, and I just gently dab it on, see if that works. Okay, that's a little bit brighter, so I think we're getting there. And it's got that quite nice sort of misregistered feel as well, because they're not quite on top of each other, which is kind of what I wanted. Oop, move that one a bit. There we go. So this is just nice to experiment and have fun and have a little play. I'm not really making a finished piece here. So these are the pieces that I've ended up with. I've printed, stamped onto monoprint on tissue paper, and I've drawn over as well, and I've added some dots into this one here. So I really like these, and I'll carry on doing some more.